Coming up on Mountain News this morning, officials say a man is lucky to be alive after a road rage incident went south. And some excellent work in rural Kentucky was recognized at the White House.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. It is 5:30 on this Wednesday morning. Let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast.
Good morning, Madison, and good morning, everyone. Fog limiting the visibility as we look outside our door here at WYMT 59, and some of you have visibility that's even lower than that this morning. Check it out. A buck and a half at Jackson, 1.25 on the visibility out of Jonesville, and Williamsburg, a quarter of a mile, so it's pea soup thick in some locations early here on a Wednesday morning. Mid upper 50s and lower 60s temperature-wise, and the satellite radar composite showing a few showers as you make way from Harlan to Norton toward Kingsport. This is tracking right along the state border. This action up towards 64, back into Lexington and Cynthiana. Looks like it may sit here and spin for a while for those of you with driving interests back into central Kentucky. Eventually here, the dry air comes into play, heading through tonight and during the course of your Thursday. All right, out the door we go today with showers and scattered thunderstorms and a high up close to 72. More about the First Alert 7-day forecasts as we push through this half hour. Madison.
Tim, thank you. A central Kentucky man is said to be lucky to be alive after being shot while driving. It happened Sunday night in Harrodsburg in Mercer County. Police say another driver in a suspected road rage incident fired at him. That man was arrested and charged with attempted murder and DUI. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has the story.
One driver was seen firing a gun into another driver's car as both were heading down the roadway in Harrodsburg. Police say it happened Sunday night.
A passerby was coming up on the incident and seen the incident, and she was the one that called 911.
When police arrived, they say they found Darren Good holding a gun on a victim, and the victim's car was riddled with bullet holes.
The suspect fired several rounds into the victim's car, and then the victim traveled almost a mile to Anderson Dean Park, where the suspect followed him.
All the rounds were fired into the car near the driver's side.
This victim is very lucky. God was watching over him that day.
We came here to the Boyle County Jail to see if Darren Good would like to talk to us, to give us his side of the story, but we were told that he's already made bond. He paid $100,000 cash. He's not to have any contact with the victim, possess alcohol or drugs, or be in possession of any firearm. Police say they are still trying to come up with a motive, but they say the victim told them that Good had shouted racial slurs at him. Good at first told police he was simply returning fire when the victim first fired at him. No gun was found in the victim's car.
It's unclear at this time. We want to say we're leaning towards more road rage, but that really hasn't been determined yet.
Police say they believe a total of 7 rounds hit the car. In Mercer County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Good will be in court again on May 23rd when a judge will decide if the case gets sent to a grand jury. In Laurel County, police are asking for help finding a vehicle that was reportedly stolen. Take a look at your screen. Police say the truck was stolen approximately 4 miles away from London on River Bend Road. If you have any information about the case, you are asked to contact the Sheriff's Office at 606-864-6600 or message them on their Facebook page. Voters in West Virginia went to the polls yesterday, 1 week before Kentucky's primary. Republicans picked West Virginia Governor Jim Justice as their best candidate in the fight to flip one of the state's U.S. Senate seats red. Following the retirement of Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, Justice defeated U.S. Representative Alex Mooney and 5 others in the GOP primary. Manchin has been West Virginia's only congressional Democrat since 2015. In that state's race for governor to replace Justice, 3-term Attorney General Patrick Morrisey won the Republican bid. He will face off against Huntington Mayor Steve Williams in November. Work being done in rural Kentucky was highlighted at the White House yesterday. The Biden administration launched the Rural Innovators Initiative, which aims to recognize rural leaders making a positive impact in their community. The Housing Development Alliance is doing just that. Executive Director Scott McReynolds was invited to speak at Tuesday's panel about their efforts in Hazard.
We are a partner in a rural partnership network signature project, and we're really excited about the opportunities for energy funding and the infrastructure or Inflation Reduction Act, because if you can't afford your power bill, your house is not truly affordable.
The Biden-Harris administration announced more than $671 million in new investments to strengthen rural infrastructure across the country. The investments will improve access to reliable electricity and clean drinking water for more than 1 million people and create good-paying jobs for rural communities. Nearly $100,000 will be going to Knox County Fiscal Court. The Transportation Cabinet has announced the $96,000 in county road aid emergency funds will be used for bridge repairs on Cougar Edge Road. The bridge repairs are roughly 120 feet away from US 25E. In Rockcastle County, the city of Mount Vernon is getting much needed money for water system upgrades. The Biden-Harris administration announced more than $2 million to renovate and upgrade the water treatment plant. It's thanks to two grants, one through the Water and Waste Disposal Loan and Grant Program. The money will help reduce algae blooms and increase water quality. It's expected to improve conditions for more than 4,000 customers. Cleanup continues at Natural Bridge State Park. Crews are still assessing the damage from last week's storms. The National Weather Service surveyed the area in Powell County, concluding that a 4-minute-long downburst packing winds up to 80 miles an hour was the culprit. The damage caused by those storms forced visitors to look for other places to go for an adventure.
Anything that's going to topple over, 2-foot diameter trees, it's a great force. The multi-purpose playground,
Gotcha.
it's something that'd be a little bit dangerous.
There were some hikers that drove an hour and a half to trek the 3-mile Hoods Branch Trail. Unfortunately for them, county officials say there are about 150 downed trees on the trail from a separate storm closing the path. Governor Andy Beshear has ordered flags at all state office buildings to be lowered to half-staff today. This is in observance of Peace Officers Memorial Day. Back in 1962, a joint resolution of Congress designated May 15th of each year as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week it falls as Police Week. One Pike County pharmacy is closing its doors next week after 24 years of service in Pikeville. The pharmacy, located in the bottom level of the Nova complex on US 23, has been connecting patients with resources, medicine, and services since 2000. Joel Thornberry, a third-generation pharmacist, says the closing of the office is sad but necessary. He says shifts and changes in the pharmacy world are making small pharmacies like his unsustainable.
And I know we have others here in town, but again, when you lose one, you lose a part of it. And those others will do the best to try to pick it up, but we'll still lose people getting access.
Patients who use the pharmacy can still work with Thornberry at Caremore Pharmacy in Dorrington. He says he is joining his wife to continue caring for people in the area. When we return, a new Spider-Man series is coming to Amazon with an actor everyone knows.
Can't wait to see that. In the meantime, some of you having a hard time seeing early on a Wednesday morning, low visibility because of the fog. How about the shower action for today? Is that going to be widespread? We'll let you know. The First Alert 7-day forecast is coming up right after this.